Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. We are live tonight again with the P1 boys, round 3 of the Super Formula series, live from Spa tonight. So as you can see on screen, we've got a 5-minute qualifier. I think that's going to kick off at 5 past, so a couple of minutes left. 24-minute race, sorry, 24 lap race, apologies. Bop is on, tyre wear is at ×5, fuel rate or fuel depletion is at ×3. They do have to take 2 mandatory stops, but you are allowed to use any 2 compounds throughout. No overtake, boost or DRS as it is on lap 1 either. Cars are a little bit close together, so it can just cause a little bit of chaos. So that's out of action until the end of lap 1. So, points, let's have a look. Dylan and HKRT Kevin sharing the top spot this week with 39 points. Faithless Emo in second with 30 points, yeah, third, second, however you want to look at it. Mocking Weeks in fourth with 24 points. Manos in fifth with 18 points. Got Money sixth with 16 points. Joint sixth, sorry, with Skippy. And then the bottom half of the table, seventh, eighth is Obi-Wan with 15. Dazzler in ninth with 13. It's Hoggy 10th with 12 points. 11th place with 11 points is Midas Atramores in 8th, with 8 points in 12th. You've got 13th for Mart with 5 points and Pilgrim with 4 points. So Mart, although he had decent results last week, he only picks up half points because he had the wrong car last week, unfortunately. So unlucky for him. Stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Outside of that, let's get ourselves into this stream. Evening. Is that camera a bit close? Is that a bit too close? Eh? It does look a bit close. Looks a bit scary. Let's just back that off a little bit, shall we? Ooh, there we go. That'll do. That'll do. Okay. So, into Spa then. Sound is on. If you're listening in the chat, excuse me. Can you tell me if you're listening or watching via the portrait or the landscape stream? Thank you very much. Or if you find the landscape stream, let me know. I've just started doing it, and I need to know it's working all right. I've no idea at the minute. So let's have a look then. Who have we got in the room? We've got Dylan, we've got Dizzy, Faithless, Obi, Mart, HKRT Manos, P1 Manny, P1 Mockin, Atramores, Dazzler, Kevin's in the house, Pilgrim. Did I miss somebody else? Dizzy, did we see him? Not too sure. But we are about to kick off with a 24 lap race after the 5-minute qualifying. Hopefully everyone gets away okay. Let's just have a quick look. I don't think, oh, it's all on random, so I don't think you usually get weather, rain when it's on random. Not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. Grid start with false start check is on. Bop, so Bop is on, so no tuning. All the cars will be running the same brake horsepower, that sort of stuff. Boom. Shortcut penalty on weak. Traction control no limit. That should be off, really. That should be off. We don't like that. We don't like any of these things. Driving line assist. Don't like any of those. ABS. No. Okay, so manual qualifying when lobby resets. This will be it then. So 5-minute qualifier. I think they are being allowed to drop in the pits, change tyres, come back out. Not 100% though. But, oh. Let's just get ourselves on board then. HKRT Kevin, first one out of the pits. So I think these are the same car, even though they might be a Honda or a Toyota. It is exactly the same car underneath. I don't think there's any liveries or badges on these. But they are all identical cars. So let's turn some nonsense on. We'll see what sort of tyres people are playing with. I can imagine it's going to be softs, especially for qualifying. Atra, softs, yeah, softs. You'd be daft not to go. Oh, Obi-Wan, daft. It's gone for mediums for qualifying. Softs on for HKRT Manos. Mediums on for P1 Dylan as well during qualifying. Interesting choice for those two. Daft. Pilgrim. Oh, Pilgrim's already crashed into the wall. And we've only just started. There is DMK Dazzler. Just leaving the pits now. Blanchimont then down towards the chicane. Easy to get this one wrong, especially in these very high powered cars. Tyres can want to light up on you. So out laps done then, hot laps just starting. So through turn one, again just eager to get on the power. Can light the rear tyres up coming around there. Big push all the way down here. Very recognisable part of the circuit here at Spa. Onto the, so it's the Kemmel Straight, Kemmel. Nobody giving any pressure behind at the minute for HKRT Kevin. Into the first of the chicanes then. Down towards the almost hairpin at the bottom here. Through what is commonly known as Dave Corner. It's not, there is an actual name for it, but I like to call it Dave because I didn't know the name of it. Or this one. Carry a lot of speed through here, just catching the apex through the first and second part of that. Again, fast part of the circuit coming up. A little tricky through these S's. Through this almost 90 right-hander. Same again here, and then a big old push down towards the line. Be interesting to see whether they lift going through Blanchimont. This one coming up. No, absolutely pinned through there for HKRT Kevin. Downforce working its magic through there. Last couple of corners to go then through this final chicane. Used to be called the bus stop, but it isn't a bus stop anymore. And down towards the line. First of the hot lap times coming in then, and it is a 1:53.8 for Kevin. Atra Moore's 150. Oh, sorry, 1:53.8. Did I say 1:58.3? I don't know. 1:55.4 for Atra. Mart just plops in a 1:56.5. Faithless has dropped himself into second with a 1:55.2. And he's crossed the line. 1:56.8, 1:58.7 for Obi. Who's that? Manos just come through. There he is. Drops himself into fourth. Currently 1:55.9. Pushes Mark Manny and Obi down a spot. Dizzy up towards the line then. What's he going to put in? 1:57.4, so drops himself into seventh. Pilgrim Didn't have a great start, picked up damage pretty much as soon as he left the pits. 9th for him currently, 2 minutes 3. Here comes a Dylan. Probably going to be a... oh no, it's an outlap, 2:05. So he went in the pits, tested out the mediums, didn't like those, came in the pits, changed the tyres, and now he's doing his hot lap on a set of softs. No time on for mocking weeks either, he must have been in the pits himself. As it's Hoggy just coming down to this last part of the circuit as well. What's it's Hoggy going to put in? 1:47 on the clock currently. That's an outlap, so it won't count. So this man on pole, 1:53.7. He goes a little bit quicker there. That's his qualifying done and dusted, I think. Faithless around that last turn. Mark just in front of him. Mark drops into second. A good lap from him. We've just seen Faithless Emo come round the corner, but I don't know where he's ended up. Oh, he's first. Apologies. Oof, not anymore, he's not. Manos has come through. Stop moving my thing around, you stupid game. Manos comes through to take pole then, 1:54.8. So Mark second, Atramore's third but in the pits, Manny fourth, Obi fifth, Obi sixth. Dizzy just crosses the line, takes that fifth position off him. Obi six, there's Kevin. What's happening? These lobbies are the glitchiest things on the planet. I think when he's come in the pits, it's just sent the clock a little bit haywire because it is practice mode rather than qualifying mode. So people do need to stop driving about right about now because it's really confusing my brain. Why isn't it giving me live chat options? Hey? Why isn't it giving me live chat? What the stupid thing is going on? No idea. People still thrashing about here, but it should be pretty much done and dusted. I think it is. Good luck just being thrown up in the chat. Controls all giving up, which means the lobby resets. Here we go then. 24 laps here at Spa. It was Dylan that came through to take pole. Again, you boys need to give him some ballast, I'm telling you. Kevin will be very hard to beat. He will, but there's a Dylan in the room, unfortunately. And Dylan's pretty damn quick. Lights go on then. Race just about to get underway. False start in fourth. Oh, we got a couple of... oh! Someone's left the lobby already. Oh my god, it's chaos. It's Hoggy's got it all wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened here. We're... okay, we're having a restart. We're down to 6 drivers. We're down to 6 drivers. Were you still in the pits, Kevin, when the race started? That might have been why. We'll see what happens again then. But yeah, was Kevin on pole? Oh, I can't even have a look at results, can I? Too late. Cheers for the race, everyone. All of one corner. Top bit of racing. So, wait for everyone to get back in, pick their car again. I think that's pretty much everybody. Then we'll try again. Pilgrim's actually left the room. What? has. Oh. Hopefully it's just a bit of a janky connection and he can get back in. Come on, Pills. Has he had to go for a restart or something? Why does that look massive on that screen? Oh, I know, it's alright. It's me. I didn't think those quali times looked right. People were all over the place. Hopefully we can get this lobby in the right order. Let's not do another 5-minute quali, come on. Nobody wants to do that, do they? I think it was Kevin on pole, Manos second, I believe it was Faithless Emo third, Mark fourth, Dizzy fifth, maybe? Maybe that was Atra. Go back in the stream a little bit. Yeah, it does. I wonder if I can pull these. It's definitely Kevin on pole, Manos second, Faithless Emo third, Mark fourth, I think Dylan fifth. Oh, I just missed it. Just trying to have a look back in the stream. Manny 6th, Obi 7th, it's Hoggy 8th maybe? I don't know. Have we got Pilgrim back? No. I think Atra had been pushed down with, he says he was behind Mark. Mark was fourth. Dylan was pole. Oh no, Atra, okay. Atra was in the pits, yeah. That didn't help things, I don't think. Dropping yourself in the pit kind of just wiped all your times off the board. Puts you at the back of the pack again. Stay hydrated, people. It's on the chat now. Okay. Okay, we've got it. Let's just open that up quickly. No, it's not. Not in this chat anyway. Chris Paddy, what on earth? It's certainly not in this chat. All sorts of things kicking off tonight. Still waiting on this grid order. Mr. Diz, evening. 8th, I think. Yeah, I think you were somewhere around that. It was definitely Kevin on pole, Manos second. Believe it was Faithless third, but I could be wrong with that. Mark fourth, maybe Atra or Dylan 5th, Obi 6th, and then Dazzler, Mocking, Dizzy, It's Hoggy, kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But they've put it in some kind of order. So it is Kevin on pole then, it is Manos second, Faithless Emo third, Mark 4th, Atramores 5th, Manny in 6th, Obi-Wan 7th, Dizzy in 8th, Dazzler 9th, Dylan 10th, It's Hoggy in 11th and Mocking in 12th. Lights are on then. No false starts this time, a bit of it. Oh, we've got a car. Oh my god, these lobbies are still janky as hell. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of that. That's disgusting. Kevin's got away well then. He's got Faithless Emo's managed to jump Manos. Got Manny and Dazzler who managed to get past Mart as well. Again, chaos off the start really. Mart coming back at Dazzler though. Dazzler got the inside line. Obi-Wan and 2 other cars looking to come around Mart. Oh, he sweeps around the outside, takes that position back off of Dazzler. Again, look at the janky lobbies, look. Cars all over the place. Wow. Come on, PlayStation, you've got to do better than this. Look at the state of it. Look. We're driving in 1990 or something. Oh, someone's spinning off track in the background. Who's that? It's a Mart who's been pinned into the wall, I think. Come on, camera. Picked up a bit of front end damage. That will repair itself, but yeah, chaos in the lobbies. Disgustingly laggy lobbies. Kevin's managed to make a bit of a break then. Faithless Emo's lost that position to Manny. Faithless now 3rd, Dazzler 4th, Dizzy 5th. Obi-Wan in 6th. 7th is P1 Dylan. Got HKRT Manos in 8th. It's Hoggy in 9th. Got Mocking Weeks 10th. Atramores in 11th. And DIA 3SP Mart in 12th. It's a long way off the pack, unfortunately, for 10 seconds, but he'll slowly close up on some of these drivers. Kevin on the mediums then being chased by Manny on the softs. Fast through there. Just 0.6 of a second behind Kevin at the minute. Nobody in touching distance really. 2.2 seconds back to Faithless in 3rd. Closes up under braking Manny. Kevin making the mediums work for him though. There is Faithless in 3rd, Dazzler still 4th, Dizzy 5th. Dylan makes up a position into 6th. Again, just so janky these lobbies. Look at the state of them. These cars jumping around all over the place off the grid. Obi in 7th then. Manos 8th. There's Mockin in 9th. It's Hoggy 10th. He's found himself with a half a second penalty. Atramores in 11th. Mart's already made up 1.5 seconds plus, in fact. He loses a tiny bit through there. But he's going well. He's starting to close up on the back markers currently. Kevin starts making that car work for him then. The mediums, not the grippiest of tyres obviously, but he seems to have found a little bit of grip over the softs of Manny anyway. Time keeps yo-yoing a little bit, so he's 0.8 of a second ahead. He was 1.3, a bit deep there for Manny. It cost him on the exit of that turn. No, brings that time down, 0.6 of a second. So a few drivers fall off the back of the pack here then. Oh, a little bit of contact between those two by the looks of it. There's It's Hoggy in 11th. And there's Mart slowly but surely closing up. Definitely a lot less of a gap between him and the field at the minute. He'll start carving his way through the pack then when he catches up with them. Kev then still under pressure from Manny. Manny's going to have to watch those tyres though. Starting to get a little bit hot, showing a bit of wear compared to the mediums. So faster, but can't use them for quite as long as the mediums. Faithless also out on that medium tyre. Speed they're carrying around that turn, it's ridiculous. There goes a Dylan, already through to 4th. I think you started about 7th or 8th. Starting to make up some places then, Dylan. Dazzler in 5th, Dizzy 6th. Those two pretty close together. Obi-Wan in 7th. Manos just 0.6 of a second behind him. Atra and Mocking Weeks all bunched up behind them as well. There's It's Hoggy, not too far off the back. Lose a Mart. So lost a Pilgrim and we've lost a Mart. Again, look how janky that lobby is. Just cars stopping dead on track. Kevin still leads though. Into lap 4 we go. Still being harassed by Manny, but keeping himself safe at the minute. Faithless trying to do everything he can to close that gap up. Dylan chasing all 3 of them down, 3.2 seconds behind at the minute. It wasn't fully dirty, Mark. The lobby was glitchy as hell. If you roll the stream back to the start, you'll see it. There was cars literally everywhere. There's still cars literally everywhere when they're going around corners. Still bunched up here then in this midfield pack. Dazzler just leading this pile around then, followed by Obi, who's managed to make up a position. Dizzy still being chased by Manos, still being chased by Mockin. Still being chased by Atra. It's Hoggy falls off the pack a little bit more. He's got himself another half a second penalty. Yeah, if you watch the start, Mark, it was disgusting. 1.8 seconds lead then now for Kev. That tyre wear starting to show its ugly face for Manny. Faithless Emo starting to haul him back in as well, also on that medium tyre. Dylan takes half a second out of all of them. Obi through to 5th now. He's managed to get past Dazzler. Yeah, under cornering and braking, it just looks absolutely disgusting. Look, cars just jumping around all over the place. Not great. Obi 5th then, Dazzler 6th. That's what it was like in last night's lobby as well, in the ring calf. Oh, Dizzy going wide. They're still jumping around on track. Absolutely disgusting. Manos 8th then. Mocking still right behind him. Atramor's still right behind him. Unfortunately, it's Hoggy now that's been left behind. 12.9 seconds back. Kevin then. Still 1.5 seconds up the road from Manny. He's managing to hold his own though against Faithless behind him. Faithless has not managed to close that gap up. 1.6 seconds as it stands. Dylan getting ever closer in 4th, 2.3 seconds. It was at 2.7. Also on that medium tyre. Obi-Wan 5th, pulling time from Dazzler now as well. A little bit far behind Dylan, 5.3 seconds. It's going to be a tall order to close that gap down. Dazzler in that 6th then. Dizzy starting to close up on him. These boys all in a line still. Manos, Mocking, Atra. Greeks putting on a good show so far tonight. 1st, 8th and 10th they are. It's Hoggy loses another big chunk of time. So Gap's yo-yoing a little bit. Oh, Faithless gets a wobble on through there. Gap's yo-yoing a little bit. Manny starting to pull that time back on Kevin. Gap drops back down to a 2nd. He's got a very, very minimal slipstream off of Kevin at the minute as he comes down towards the chicane. There's Faithless Emo just in the background as well. I think soft tyres just costing a bit of time for Manny now around some of these corners. Look how close Faithless is getting. There's a Dylan as well right behind these three. Down to 1.7. Pushing hard. Obi-Wan kind of out on his own now a little bit, being chased by Dizzy, who's also managed to get his way past Dazzler. Dazzler's found himself with a ½ second penalty somewhere. Where did we lose that? The Kemmel Straight? It's a disgusting place to lose it. Oh, look at how dirty they are coming around the corners. Manos 8th, Atramor's in 9th. Oh, okay, it's just here. Down this section just before Blanchimont. That's right. So Dazzler, unfortunately, it might only say ½ second, but it's way more than that you lose. Manos goes through. Atramor's all 4 wheels off the circuit there. Dazzler's got to be careful he doesn't pick up another penalty. I know he's trying to avoid faster drivers, but it might just penalise him anyway. Dazzler down to 9th then. Mocking Weeks 10th. He's had a terrible time on those softs. He's coming in the pits, so he's spun around somewhere, Mocking Weeks, and he's not happy with those softs, so he's coming in the pits now at the end of lap 6. Get rid of those tyres. It's Hoggy stays out on the mediums. Kevin and Manny continue to chase each other around here. Faithless Emo and Dylan aren't able to close the gap up on those two currently. I don't think anyone knew what was happening. Well, I didn't know what was happening at the start of that race. Smart. Maybe drivers didn't even know they'd knocked you off. I don't know. There you go, Dylan all the way off track just there as well. Tries to chase down Faithless. Gap's down to 1 second, so still pushing then Dylan on the mediums. Obi-Wan drops a little further away from Dylan, 6.7 seconds. 2 seconds back to Dizzy, another 2.5 seconds back to Manos. Atra, another second behind him. Dazzler another second, almost, oh no, it is a second behind Atra. It's Hoggy jumps into 10th then, 21 seconds behind. And Mocking Weeks back on track with a fresh set of medium tyres on. 8 seconds behind It's Hoggy. First of the drivers to stop though. All 4 drivers here then, very close together. Dylan right at the rear end of Faithless Emo. Not quite going to be close enough to have a go at turn 1. Oh, look at the disgustingness of it. So Dylan will get a damn good tow along this part. He's got the overtake function, or the DRS as it is, to use if he needs it. He's not utilising it at the minute, just using good old-fashioned slipstream up the Kemmel. Doesn't make the move on Faithless then. Just 0.4 of a second behind him still. Again, disgusting lobbies. Stays about the same, 0.4 of a second. They are getting a little bit closer to Manny in front. Oh, Faithless. Have stretched that to all 4 wheels off the track. Looks like he's not got a penalty for that one. And around they go again then. Obi falls a little bit further back. Dizzy stays about the same. Oh, we just catch Manos off track. He's in the gravel. Dazzler goes through. Atramores goes through. Still got that penalty to lose, another penalty to lose. Manos then gets himself back up to pace. Gonna have dirty tyres, which he's gonna have to scrub off for the next couple of corners. There is Mocking Weeks then, trying to close down on It's Hoggy. 7 seconds the gap. So Kevin leads. Manny drops himself in the pits this lap. Faithless Emo slots into second then. Dylan third. Top 3 on the medium tyres now then. Dylan a little bit further away from Faithless Emo this lap, unfortunately. No slipstream for him. Also not using the overtake function either. So that's the little gauge on the bottom right of your screen. Can you see it? Yeah, there's nothing in the way of that. Pull Faithless Emo back in again, but it's been a tall order to try and get past him. And they're not too far off the back of Kevin really, 2.5 seconds. But he is looking quick tonight, Kevin. Faithless just telling us in the chat before the race saying it was going to be a struggle to catch him. And it's looking like it might be. So Obi 4th, then Dizzy 5th, Atra 6th, Manos we've just watched get himself back on track in 7th, Dazzler in 8th, lost that penalty now. Manny back out on track on a fresh set of racing mediums. Mocking Weeks now 3.8 seconds behind him. He's got himself back past It's Hoggy. It's Hoggy's been in the pits as well, picked up a fresh set of softs. We'll start to see drivers peeling in the pits all over the place now then, as their tyre wear. Some drivers obviously able to keep their tyres in a little better condition for a few more laps, so that does spread the... There you go, Faithless Emo in the pits this lap with a half a second penalty. That drops Dylan into second. Dizzy also drops in the pits this lap. Faithless tyres changed, a little drop of fuel on board. He's still got this half a second penalty to lose though. Getting rid of all the time losses in one, I think. Oh, Manny! managed to keep it out the wall, but he's lit the rears up coming around the final turn. It's allowed Mocking Weeks to get past him, and was it Dazzler or was it Dizzy? Dizzy just gets out the pits in front of Mocking Weeks. Is Mocking Weeks carrying enough speed to get past him? No. Well within the slipstream range, heading up this straight. Almost contact between the two of them. Comes back then using the overtake function and gets the corner back. Oh, again, the lagging is just disgusting. Just don't know where drivers are on track with that kind of lag. Money on that fresh set of mediums then. It's Hoggy on a fresh set of softs. HKRT Kevin still out, now 2 seconds, 2.1 ahead of Dylan. Now when will we see Kevin come in? Right now he comes in, drops those mediums off. Dylan follows him in as well. So these two are going to be neck and neck when they come out the pits. Who had the most fuel on board? Kevin did, which means he can spend a little bit less time in the pits. Obi-Wan goes through to take race lead for the time being. He's still yet to stop though. Atramores drops in the pits this lap as well. Manos comes in. So what can Obi do then? Can he put down a smasher lap now to get himself in the pits and back out? Kevin gets released from the pits. Dylan right behind him. Pretty much the gap stayed the same. He's lost about a tenth, Dylan. He hasn't taken on quite as much fuel as Kevin. But we'll see. Can he close that gap down? He has been driving fast, Dylan. Made his way through the field already. So medium tyres on board again for both Kevin and Dylan. Faithless Emo out the pits on a set of mediums a lap before. He finds himself 2.5 seconds down behind Dylan. Dazzler not stopped yet. In 5th currently. Mocking Weeks just come out the pits a few laps ago in 6th. Dizzy comes out right behind him with a fresh set of softs. So Mocking Weeks obviously got him on the Kennel straight. Dizzy now tucked right behind him. There's Manny in 8th. Atramores in 9th. Manos in 10th after his stop. Oh no! He's off track again. No damage, but yeah, all over the place. It's Hoggy still rolling around in 11th. Just put a fresh set of softs on. Obi comes in the pits now. He's got 16.5 seconds. He's certainly not going to hold on to the lead with that. Probably take him 16 seconds to get to the pit box. So Dylan is starting to take little bits of time out of Kevin's lead. It was down to 1.8 a second ago, just before they came through turn 1. Faithless Emo well out of this fight at the minute, 3.3 seconds behind. Obi-Wan just gets released out of the pits now, then into 4th. 6.5 seconds behind Faithless. Got 4.7 seconds of clear air behind him though to mock him. And a fresh set of softs to play with as well, halfway through this race. Mocking in 5th then, Dazzler 6th. He's got himself past Dizzy as well. Dizzy right up his rear end though at the Camel. Pulls over to the right hand side of the circuit, uses the slipstream, gets the inside line. Oh no, Dazzler's not letting that one go easy. They were almost side by side around that turn. Dizzy does take it though, into 6th for him. Dazzler 7th, Manny in 8th, Atra 9th, Manos in 10th, and it's Hoggy in 11th. Can anyone catch Kevin? I don't know. Dylan was looking good for a couple of laps, but he's fallen off the back of Kevin a little bit. By 2.5 seconds, so we lost about 1.5 seconds since we last checked. That time not really wavering either, staying very similar. So gonna have to put the effort in this second half of the race then, Dylan, to try and close down on Kevin. Faithless Emo, unfortunately, is losing time to those two drivers in front. Obi, why are you back in the pits? You've just been in the pits, Obi. You've got to do 2 stops, and it is raining. This could cause absolute chaos here then. Didn't think we were going to see rain, but we have got rain on track. Let's see how the front runners are getting on. Will we see drivers opt to come in the pits for the wets or the inters? You can see the spray off the back wheels. Dry here. Chucking it down here then. Everyone just starting to struggle a little bit on the race tyres. Bit wide there for Kevin. Dylan cleanly through. Oh, Kevin's backwards. Kevin's got it absolutely backwards through there. And Dylan has also done exactly the same thing 100 yards down the road. Faithless Emo's been off somewhere as well. He's got rear end damage. Mocking Weeks has survived so far by the looks of it. But where's Obi-Wan? He was the first. Who was that? Oh my god, there's a Dazzler spinning round. Obi dropped himself back in the pit, stuck a set of inters on. Dazzler on those mediums. Who did we miss there? Dizzy. So he's on a full set of wets. These boys coming in the pits at the opportune moment. Dazzler on the racing mediums, they're going to be no good. Full set of wets for Atra Moors as well. It's Hoggy is on a fresh set of racing softs. That is not the choice. Kevin and Dylan back in the pits then. They want rid of those medium tyres ASAP. Get some wets or inters on as quick as you possibly can. Mocking Weeks also drops himself in the pits, as does Faithless. Probably going to see Manny do the same. Yes. So Dizzy on the full wets has closed right up on Obi on the inters. Drag race down towards turn 1 then. Kevin is released from the pits. Is that Dylan just out in front of them as well? Oh, look at the power. Just those extra grip from the wets, able to pull ahead of Obi through there. Oh my god, even the wets and inters might not firm it around some of these corners. It is Kevin still out front now by 6.9 seconds. So even after a spin, his closest rival had a spin as well. He's managed to pull 6.5 seconds. Full wets on for the top 2. Oh, sorry, top 3. Dizzy's got the full wets on now as well, hasn't he? Obi's on the inters. Manos on the wets gets through to 5th. Faithless on the inters in 6th. Manny on the full wets in 7th. Atra Moors full wets in 8th. Mocking Weeks on the inters in 9th. Dazzler back in the pits now. Getting rid of the racing mediums for something with a little bit more grip on. So Kevin still being closed up on. gap was 6.5 seconds. It's down to 4.7. So Dylan has found a little bit of pace on the wet tyres for sure. Dizzy doing all right on those wets as well, making them grip for sure. I've lost its Hoggy from this race as well. Dylan keeps that gap at 4.5 seconds between himself and Kevin up front. Everyone just being easy as they possibly can coming out of these turns. They don't want to light the rears up in the wet for sure. That will be a quick trip into a bit of concrete. Very late on the throttle for Dylan. I hope he gets a bit of a swap on through there. Gap stays at 4.6 then between the top two. Dizzy trying to hang on to Dylan's coattails at the minute, 1.3 seconds behind him. Pretty much out of the overtake function. Dylan uses a little bit along here, so he's got 3/4 of a tank of that overtake function, or the DRS as it is. Whereas Kevin has only got 1/4 of a tank, so you might see Dylan utilise that a little bit more later on in the race. Trying to close the gap back up. Looks like the weather's getting better. The inters and the wets are going to start blowing themselves out now. Yeah, blue skies. You can already see the dry line starting to appear. Oh, we're going to see all these drivers dip back in the pits then for another set of race tyres. I would have thought so. You are going to see these wets and the inters start heating up massively and wearing out when it dries up properly. There will still be bits of wet on the circuit. Obviously you've got to be careful if you drop back onto the race tyres that you don't run yourself across that, spin yourself around. Dylan takes another second out of Kevin's lead. They're all going to come in the pits this lap I think and drop on racing tyres again. We'll see, will they opt for another lap on the wets? Kevin's opting for it. What's Dylan going to do? Dylan also stays out, so obviously they're going to allow it to run for another lap while they kick off some of this water before they drop themselves in the pits. You might still see one or two come in, but you will see other drivers trying to stick to the wet parts of the circuit to keep those tyres as cool and wet as possible. There's Dizzy heading over to the wet bit. Obi in 4th then. Closing up on Dizzy a little bit. Fatalisimo 5th. Manos in 6th. Mock in 7th. Manny in 8th. Dazzler just peeling out of the wet part of the track as well in... Sorry, Atramores in 9th. And Dazzler 10th. Very visible dry line now. Starting to see the wets heat up a little bit. Only done 2 laps on them and they're already showing a fair amount of wear on them. Will they come in again then? What are we, 16 minutes? Yeah, they're not going to do another 7 laps on these tyres. So they will have to drop themselves in for another set of race tyres. Again, when they come out on those, they've just got to avoid the wet parts of the circuit then, which is usually right on the apexes of most of these turns. You see the water still being kicked up then. Dylan has absolutely hunted down Kevin. That gap from what it was 6.5 seconds, it's down to 1.8. Again, Dylan's been using a little bit of that overtake function just on some of these straights to bring that gap a little bit closer. Kevin stays out. Dylan stays out. I think he's going to follow the strategy. Whatever Kevin does, I believe Dylan's going to follow suit and just try and chop away at that time. We'll see. Dizzy into 3rd then. Comfortably at the minute then. 4.2 seconds behind Dylan. 2.7 seconds ahead of Obi. He's still being harassed by Faithless Emo a little bit. Manos and Mocking Wheats getting a bit close together. Manos on the full wets, Mocking on the inters. A lot less wear on the inters than there is the full wets. So you might see Mocking Wheats be able to get this position off of Manos before the end of this lap. Look how close he's getting. Might get him before the end of this straight here. He does. Again, they're all going to have to come in the pits at some point. Atramore's in. Oh no. So he comes out on a fresh set of racing mediums. Manny's followed him in and come out on a fresh set of racing softs. Dazzler still out on the wets. Now, what are these front runners going to do? The wets will be absolutely blown out at the end of this race if they continue to race on them. Bringing that time down a little bit more. Do they come in this lap? Yes, they do. Dylan follows him in. 1.3 seconds the gap between them as they do come in. What are they in terms of fuel? Identical in terms of fuel. So nobody's going to gain an advantage. Faithless Emo stays out. So he's opted for the inter tyres when that rain came, which means they aren't as worn out as the wets. But obviously won't be as quick as a full set of racing tyres, which Kevin and Dylan will be coming out on. Everybody else dives in the pits as well. Full set of softs for Kev, full set of softs on for Dylan, right up his rear end as they exit the pits. Look, what is why? Why are you driving out there like 10-year-olds? That was the bizarrest thing. That's got to be the jankiest pit exit I've ever seen. Dizzy exits then. Full set of racing mediums. Full set of softs on for Obi. Mocking Wheats has come out with a full set of softs on. Manos just exiting the pits with a full set of softs. Atramore's came through with a set of mediums last lap, as did Manny. Full set of softs. And Dazzler still rolling around on the wets. Faithless Emo on those inters. They've caught him out. Look, fully off track through there. Haven't got the grip on the dry parts of the circuit now, unfortunately for him. And he's picked up half a second penalty with that off-track action. Oh, he's off track again through there. He's only just got to go around this corner to lose this penalty. I can imagine he will be in the pits at the end of this lap. Penalty gets lost round there then. Just make sure Faithless comes in the pits. He should do, because he's losing far too much time on those inters now. In he comes then. Kevin will retake the lead of the race. So just having a look at Kevin's setup at the minute. Full set of race softs at lap hold, just under half a tank of fuel. He's got no overtake function left. If we drop to Dylan in second, he's in exactly the same place in terms of tyre and fuel, but he's got just under half a tank of that overtake DRS function. So he can use that now, which he is doing down the straights, to try and bring that time down between himself and Kevin. Will it go red again on the Camel? Yes, it does. Gap down to 1.8 then. There is Kevin just kicking up the sparks before the right-hander. Gap down to 1.7. 5 laps left, including this one. switch through there for Dylan. Again, not sure if that's lag or driver error. Lobbies are very, very janky at the minute. Lag central. Third place for Faithless Emo then. Fresh set of softs on. He's managed to get out the pits ahead of Mockin Weeks, ahead of Dizzy and Obi-Wan. Mockin in 4th. Dizzy in 5th. Obi in 6th. Loses a couple of positions with that second stop then, Obi. Atra 7th, but being harassed by Manny at the minute for that. Oh, Atra goes deep through there. Manny goes through, take that 7th off him. Atra Moore's almost out of that overtake function as well. Manos in 9th. Dazzler re-entering the pits after fully blowing out a set of mediums, a set of wets. He's going to come in and put his final stop set of tyres on. Oh, Dylan's had a mare somewhere. So he did have that gap down to 1.8 seconds. It's now 7.6. So he's spun himself around somewhere. It's going to be a tall order to close that gap down now. Lap 20 of 24 we're on. Oh, Dazzler's come out of the pits, lit his tyres up, put it straight in the Armaco. There he is, just getting that thing pointing straight. He's already literally just left the pits, look, brand new fresh set of tyres. Many damages. It will repair itself, but that's not what you want at all. So this race looking better and better for Kevin then. He was being harassed by Dylan, but Dylan's just made a massive mistake, which gives sort of lead. And we are on lap 20 of 24. So unless Kevin has a terrible accident, I don't think Dylan stands a chance. Even with all the overtake function in the world, he's going to have to stay for second, I think. Faithless in 3rd. Mockin holding 4th. Looking safe as well. Dizzy another 7 seconds behind him, nearly 8 seconds behind him. Another 5 seconds back to Obi. Atra in 7th, another 12 seconds back. 4.5 back to Manos. He just gets himself past Dazzler. Manny is another 8.6 seconds behind him. And then there is Dazzler. He's been struggling on those wets for far too long. He's come in the pits very late for his last set of tyres. So Dylan is starting to take chunks of time out of Kevin's time again, but as mentioned earlier, he's running out of time, running out of laps. Lap 21 of 24. And he's still got 6.5 seconds to try and make up. With or without that overtake function, I think it's going to be an impossible task for him. Faithless Emo way in the distance then, 9.5 seconds down in 3rd. There's Mockin Weeks, not too far behind him. Very similar in terms of setup. A little bit more wear on Mockin Weeks' tyres. He came in a lap or two earlier. Both got a little bit of that overtake function to play with if they need to. Might just keep Faithless Emo ahead of Mockin here. Dizzy in 5th. Again comfortably, 9.5 seconds behind Mockin. 5 seconds ahead of Obi. Oh! We just catch Obi coming out of the chicane all wrong. He's then ended up spinning into the wall. Lots of damage on that car now. He's not lost a place, luckily. But he has got Atra Moore's closing up on him, and he's got to wait for this damage to be repaired before that car will get itself up to full race pace. He's being closed up by Atra. It'll only be a corner or two before that's fully repaired. There goes the front. There goes the rear. Fully repaired now then for Obi. He can get himself back up to full race pace. If only all cars fixed themselves while he drove. Hey, Atra in 7th. Manos in 8th. Manny 9th. Oh, Dazzler. Catch him in the wall again. All the damage. No chance now for Dylan. That time not moved really. 6.7 seconds between the two of them. Still got a little bit of that overtake function, but not enough to make up 6.8 seconds in the next 2 laps. Might just have to settle for second. It was looking good though. He was closing up on Kevin using that overtake function. And he's just got a little bit over exuberant with it somewhere, I think, or pushed it a little bit too wide in one of these corners. Just found one of these little wet sections. Oh, we've lost a Dazzler from this one as well. Oh my god, Faithless Emo mocking Weeks. What happened to you, pair? I assume Mocking Weeks was going for an overtake on Faithless because he was getting a little bit closer to him, unless Faithless Emo span out on that turn and just happened to clear up Mocking Weeks on the way through. But they're back at it. Damage will repair itself any second, but that's allowed Dizzy to close up on the pair of them, just 2.7 seconds back. Again, running out of laps though. But he's been pretty consistent, Dizzy. Obi-Wan back on track after spinning out in 6th. Oh, off track through there as well. Gets position taken off him. Moores goes through. Gets away without a penalty though for that one, Obi. Manos another 2.6 seconds behind him. And Manny in 9th. So we've lost 3 or 4 drivers from this one. Kevin then starts his penultimate lap. Still 6.5 seconds ahead of Dylan. He's completely the other end of the Kemmel straight. Can we even see Kevin? Not really. Far too far ahead. Oh, just caught a glimpse of his tail end going around this turn here. Yeah, he's way too far ahead of Dylan now. Has taken that time down by a couple of tenths, but no significant margin. Towards the chicane then. Almost starting final lap for Kev. Still 6 seconds lead. Here he goes then. Final lap for Kevin. Dylan also crossing the line, starting his final lap 5.9 seconds behind Kev. Faithless Emo a long way down now, 22.5 seconds off the back end of Dylan, still being harassed a little bit by Mockin. He's only a second behind him. Can Mockin get that position off him before the end of the race? Let's see. Yo-yoing around a second. Dizzy still holding 5th. He might just have to settle for that position unless the 2 drivers in front make a mistake. Moores into 6th, Manny 7th, Manos in 8th, and Obi-Wan now 9th. He's had another moment somewhere. He's got a fair bit of wear on those softs. Maybe he's caught a little bit of the wet on those as well. Maybe himself got a little bit exuberant with the throttle pedal coming out of one of those turns. Does look like Kevin's just taking his time a little bit, maybe lifting and coasting around a couple of these corners just to save a bit of fuel. Yes. I mean, Dylan's in exactly the same position, if not worse. He's got a little bit less fuel on board than Kev. Dylan might not actually cross the line with fuel in that tank. Might well still hang on to second though, we'll see. Kevin then down towards the chicane. Around the last corner, as laggy as hell. And then a stomp across the line to take the win then in round 3. Dylan has completely run out of fuel as he comes up towards the line. Should have plenty of time behind him, and he has to take that second. Faithless Emo looks like he's going to hold on to this third position unless there's a terrible mistake on this last corner. Cleanly for Faithless then, taking third. Mocking Week's coming home for fourth. We've got Dizzy who will take fifth position backwards. Atra Moores will take sixth, barring any mistakes anyway. There cleanly for Atra, so 6th for him. Manny not too far behind him in 7th. Oh, he was backwards pulling the handbrake across the line. Obi-Wan comes home in 8th. It's been an up and down race for him. And then Manos comes home in 9th. We've lost several drivers from this one tonight. And there we go. Racing done and dusted. There is Kevin on the top spot. Hard man to beat. Let's have a look at official results then. There he is, Kevin on top spot. Dylan 2nd, Faithless in 3rd, Mocking Weeks 4th, Dizzy 5th, Atramore's in 6th, Manny 7th, Obi-Wan in 8th, Manos 9th, Dazzler DNF'd, Mark DNF'd, and it's Hoggy DNF'd as well. And I think we lost Pilgrim before the halfway point, so I don't think he even shows up. So that is that for tonight. So same time, same place. Save and share replay, please. How do I do that? There you go. Share. Open to all. Yeah. Do I need to type anything in there? Let's put SF23 Z. Enter text. Oh, not that. I meant to do just some of that. There you go. Have some text. Boom. Is that done? Okay, that's going to take a while. Okay, so that is racing done for the evening. That's it, done for the week now. So back on Friday at 9 o'clock for the GTTCC. What are we, round 5? Round 4? I forget. Then Saturday night again for Ringcaf. That's at 8 o'clock, and then back same time, same place next week. Sunday night, 9 o'clock for the next round of the Super Formulas with the P1 boys. But outside of that, it's that's going to be it from me. Hope you've all liked what you've watched. If you have, you know what to do. Click all the buttons, all the things, press the things, share it out. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.